lineup is 5-4. Kennedy dissents. The decision of the Ninth Circuit is vacated and remanded.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's not good.
Kennedy dissents, joined by Thomas, Alito, and Sotomayor.
Wait, what?
It's 5-4, and Kennedy is dissenting. Joined by Thomas, though.
The federal statute is invalid for no legitimate purpose overcomes the purpose and effect to disparage and injure.
If they were to get rid of Prop 8 now, everybody who's been in domestic partnerships all these years, what's going to happen to the status of a domestic partnership?
It still survives. I mean, for a while here, we're going to have different types of relationships. We'll have valid marriages in California, and we'll have valid domestic partners in California existing at the same time.
Thank you.
But a domestic partnership will not be recognized by the federal government, correct?
Well, at this point, we're not sure what the federal government's going to do in response to DOMA being struck down. DOMA was an obstacle to the federal government providing any federal benefits. Now DOMA's been removed, but that doesn't mean that Speaker Boner in the U.S. Congress is not going to try to fight back next.
If the federal government recognizes marriage, a domestic partnership would not be recognized, probably, correct?
Some domestic partnerships are recognized currently by the federal government. President Obama has signed executive orders recognizing domestic partnerships. So for a while, we're going to have a complex web of different relationships. So that's kind of been the history of how gay and lesbian people have had to have their relationships recognized.
Scalia is reading from the dissent on DOMA, and I think he's referencing Prop 8.
He's referencing it in the
dissent on DOMA.
Okay, so we haven't gotten there yet.
We haven't gotten to Prop 8 yet.
But that's a hint. That's a hint.
He strongly hates us.
Really? He's going to take a lot of time telling us that in his dissent.
Okay, one down, Heidi. One down, one to go.
20 years to cry.
Freedom starts with equality, starts with dignity, and while we find this to be overwhelmingly joyful,
others are mourning it.
Well, they shouldn't, because any segment of America, even if it doesn't affect you or you don't think it affects you, if you grant civil liberties to a minority section, we're all a little more free because of that.
Exactly.
And is romantic.
Missed the appeal for lack of jurisdiction.
So if the Ninth Circuit did have jurisdiction,
Right.
they remanded it where?
Well, then the question is whether they've also vacated Judge Walker's. Because, I mean, if there's no standing, then the appeal never should have.
But is that what they found?
No. Then Judge Walker's opinion would stand.
Right.
Yeah, nobody has standing to
the Ninth Circuit.
Right. The judgment of the Ninth Circuit is vacated.
Which would mean they go back to Vaughn.
So then Von Walker's opinion stands.
That means that Prop 8 is struck down.
We think.
John, look what Neil's
To
saying.
dismiss the appeal for lack of jurisdiction.
Look at what Neil's saying from San Francisco.
So is that lack of standing or is that different?
We know no appeal. So Walker's decision stands, striking down Prop 8 as unconstitutional.
The New York Times has not yet announced
So we're back where we were.
Scalia, Kagan, Robert.
Therefore, the state isn't going to defend it at all whatsoever.
No Sotomayor and no.
So I think
no Kennedy.
we can share.
Yes.
Prop 8 is dead!
The whistle's
I know. I think we can share.
all your hard work.
It appears to be a technical win. So the great thing is that Prop 8 is dead and Von Walker's opinion in San Francisco stands.
So now we wait to see exactly when the governor will allow marriages to continue.
Well, under the U.S. Supreme Court rules, either party can petition for a rehearing, and there's a 25-day period now that has to pass. The Supreme Court almost never overturns itself, right? Yeah, almost never. But there is a 25-day period, so it'll be at least 3 weeks. And in that 3 weeks, though, the state of California, Governor Brown, can get ready and get the county clerks ready to start reissuing marriage licenses again.
So no marriages at least today, but maybe in 3 weeks.
Not today, but probably in about 3 to 4 weeks. So I guess I can say it. We'll be back in the business of marrying people at West Hollywood City Hall.
That's going to be exciting.
Santa Monica Boulevard and San Vicente is where the gay and lesbian community gathers. Anytime there's something to celebrate or protest, at 5:30 tonight there'll be a rally there. We're shutting down the corner. We don't know how many people to expect, hundreds, 1,000, maybe more than that. And we'll have speakers there from the American Foundation for Equal Rights, and we'll be celebrating both the death of DOMA and the death of Proposition 8. I think that when you think about the gay and lesbian community's fight for equality, it's been going on for more than 50 years. This is a big step. It's a big step. Anytime we get a U.S. Supreme Court decision, whether it's been on the sodomy laws, whether it's been on service in the military. Today we had two huge wins. I think DOMA struck down and Proposition 8, which has gathered national attention, being struck down. It does mean people can get married all across the country, but it does mean that Californians can once again return to the column what we call the free states. Of states where people can legally get married.
And with DOMA being struck down, what are the implications then for gays who are married in other states?
Unknown at this point. What DOMA was doing was preventing other states from recognizing valid marriages and also allowing gay and lesbian couples to receive federal benefits. That obstacle has now been removed. It's not clear, though, what's going to happen next. The president has certain powers as the executive branch. The Congress has certain powers as the legislative branch. So that's not completely clear, but what we know is this obstacle has been removed and blown up.
I'm just proud to be an American, and I think that elections have consequences. President Obama led from the top down. There was a movement in this country, but all Americans today should be proud. We did this together, actually. We compelled the Supreme Court to actually make a ruling that affirms the dignity of relationships. This is a conservative message. This is a liberal message. This is red state, blue state, and everywhere in between. I'm so overcome with emotion today. My marriage was one of the 18,000 that was right in the middle and sort of hanging in limbo. And so today I almost feel like I'm remarried because I know that it's not only available for me, but all of my gay and lesbian brothers and sisters that want to go and have their marriages made legal by the state, they can now go and do that. So what an important day for this country. I'm just overcome with emotion. I think that the 18,000 felt like we were part of almost an experiment, right? That we had an extra burden on us and that we were carrying the hopes of the rest of our community with us for these past years. And we've held the torch in a way for the possibility of what could be, right? Because we're married, but are we? And today, other people can join us. It wasn't fair that other people couldn't get into this special place, which says that when and if you fall in love with someone special, that the state actually wraps its arms around you and protects you and protects that union. That's all that we really ever asked for was civil rights. And so today, the United States Supreme Court said that Prop 8 did not have standing. In other words, we can have those marriages. So there's no 18,000 anymore. There's not a special class or a distinct class of Californians anymore. We're all the same. We can all get married. Isn't that amazing?
People have a lot of trouble with Scalia, and I'm of the opinion that he is, his feet are firmly rooted in a set of ideas that I think this country has long since moved away from. But that doesn't make him bad. It gives us something to understand about who we are as a country. We're made up of all kinds of people, and all kinds of people rise to positions of power and decision-making positions. And sometimes they vote with us, as he probably uncomfortably or maybe comfortably did in the Prop 8 case. And sometimes they vote against us, as he did in the DOMA case. And that's why they say politics make strange bedfellows. So I will enjoy spending the night with Justice Scalia for the rest of my life as a married man in California. And his sort of his brand of bitterness is charming in a way. And I made a joke about he wrote that long dissent about DOMA, and I made a joke about it containing things like I hate puppies and popsicle sticks and tin cans when they're making noise behind a wedding car. And but I'm certain he's clearly a brilliant thinker. He just thinks about things differently than I do. And for us in this position, in this moment, we all believe the future is arriving now. For him, I think he just has a different opinion about how the world should spin, and it's not spinning in that direction. And if we're vigilant, it never will again.